In case you missed it, reports say that prosecutors have updated the evidence against YNW Melly, according to the news. He was caught on camera admitting to the murders of YNW Sakchaser and Juvy without even knowing he was being filmed. This could seriously hurt his case. What's even more shocking is that just 5 hours after the murders, Melly was seen dancing in a parking lot with YNW Bortland acting like nothing had happened.
Melly still turned regardless of what happened this early morning. He's still out here being very positive. Turned still. Hey! No, still turned, regardless of what happened. You already know.
He didn't show even a hint of sadness over the deaths of two of his closest friends. But what Melly didn't know is that he was actually caught on camera again, this time just 30 minutes before the murders. Surveillance footage shows Melly leaving the studio and getting into the back left seat of the Jeep, where he waited for Sakchaser, Juvy, and Bortland to join him.
Excuse me, you're able to see? Yes? All right.
This piece of evidence is critical for the case against Melly, according to official court documents. The direction of the bullets traveling from left to right in the car supports the claim that the shots came from the back left seat where YNW Melly was sitting. To back this up, prosecutors even brought Juvy's mother to the stand to confirm where everyone was seated in the Jeep.
Can you state your name, your full legal name for the jury?
I'm Leon Phillips.
Okay. And are you related to one of the victims in this case?
Yes, I am.
How so?
I'm his mother.
And who is that?
Christopher Thomas.
Ms. Phillips, did you see who entered into the occupants who entered into that gray Jeep?
Yes.
Do you recognize where your son entered that gray Jeep?
Yes.
Which seat, if you can identify for the jury?
He got in the back seat on the right hand side.
Did you recognize the individual that got into the back seat on the left side, the rear driver's side?
Yes.
And who was that individual?
Janelle.
Prosecutors repackaged the evidence to present it to the new judge. They also created a backup plan to make sure YNW is found guilty in the upcoming trial. The situation is so disturbing that many people believe Florida's court system might be corrupt. Here's why. The court reportedly made two deals with YNW Bortland and another with Melly's ex-girlfriend Mariah Hamilton. Mariah had been hiding outside the U.S. since before Melly's original trial. She was actually running from police after failing to testify against Melly last September, making her officially wanted in the U.S.
Mariah Hamilton is spending her first day at the Broward County Jail. She has no arrest record until now. U.S. Border Patrol agents arrested her at Miami International Airport Monday after she arrived on an international flight. Court records show Hamilton was ordered to testify in Demon's first trial in 2023.
After returning to the United States, Mariah Hamilton made a deal with the judge. The judge told her, if you agree to testify against Melly, you won't have to stay in jail until the trial begins. She accepted the offer right away as she was struggling in jail. This is terrible news for Melly, especially since Mariah even posted about it on Facebook saying, "To my village, thank you. I love you all so much. God's plan, not mine." What makes this such a big deal is the evidence. The feds reportedly found in Mariah's iCloud account. It showed that Melly had pressured her not to testify and even gave her money to leave the country so she wouldn't show up at the original trial. That's considered witness tampering, a serious crime that can lead to a life sentence even if Melly didn't pull the trigger on Sakchaser and Juvy.
The state filing 6 new charges against Demons and 2 others who were allegedly involved. The charges include tampering with a witness, directing the activities of a criminal, solicitation or conspiracy to commit tampering, and unlawful use of a two-way communication device. Now, a couple of those charges actually carry a life in prison sentence if there's a conviction.
The witness tampering charge will be separate from Melly's current case involving the deaths of Juvy and Sakchaser. The feds already have enough evidence to prove he tampered with witnesses, including recordings from jail phone calls. In fact, it got so serious that they've banned Melly from using the phone in jail for several months now. Things got even worse when Melly's own mother did an interview exposing the jail for not letting her son make any calls. Interview 7.
My son has not been convicted of anything, and even other inmates that have been convicted or anything, they have the right to use a telephone. They have a right to just to be allowed to write letters to their loved ones, to receive their mail. They hold his mail, they don't give it to him.
But if the evidence is legit that YNW Melly was using jail phones to tell Mariah to leave the country, then that explains why he's been banned from using them. It wouldn't cut off his phone access just on a guess. That would lead to a huge lawsuit, so if they did it, they've got the evidence locked down. But here's where it gets worse. It's not just the witness tampering. What YNW Portland is about to do could be the final blow that gets Melly sentenced to life in prison. Let me break it down. What most people don't know is that during Melly's original trial, his own lawyer actually tried to shift the blame, putting the entire murder on YNW Portland.
Those were his lies. Cortland Henry shows up at Memorial Hospital, Miramar. You don't see him sitting there, but where you will see him sitting is in the driver's seat of a car with 2 bodies, car riddled with bullets. And when he shows up with a change of clothing, change of shirt, powder residue on his hands, evidencing that he had discharged a firearm. And he lies. He lies about where the incident occurred. He lies about how it occurred. And he lies about not having a phone. I think it was Miss Bradley herself who said, everybody has a phone in his pocket, not Cortland Henry.
That move by Melly's lawyer basically revealed that YNW Portland had been lying to the feds from the start. The defense claimed Portland was the one with gunpowder residue on his hands, meaning he fired a weapon, and pointed out that he was also the last person seen with Juvy and Sakchaser when they died. They even brought in a forensic expert who worked on the case to confirm it. Portland had the residue, and that detail was critical in raising doubts about who really pulled the trigger.
So the right hand of Cortland Henry contained 0 particles characteristic of residue and 2 two-component particles, and the left hand contained 1 particle characteristic of residue and 1 two-component particle.
Okay. And can you explain to us what that means?
Basically, overall, there was residue present on the hands.
YNW Portland wasn't happy at all about being blamed. Right after Melly's mistrial was declared, a report showed that Portland tweeted something strange the same day. The tweet said, "Mind games don't work on people like me," with a handshake emoji, almost like he was agreeing to something behind the scenes. And since then, Portland's been completely silent. No interviews, no posts, nothing. But here's where things get scary. Prosecutors are now planning to make Portland testify against Melly in the upcoming retrial. They've already started filing paperwork to put both of them on trial together, which could mean Portland might flip and turn on Melly to save himself.
Issue here, and you can try them together. It is to the benefit of the state to try them together. It's just more efficient. You don't have to do things again and again. Do it all at once, and also you get a better chance of having them incriminate each other during the trial. It benefits the defense to sever it. That way they can point the finger at each other and get away with it. So this is what's going on. But I don't think it should be automatically severed because the state is seeking a penalty for Melly, because it's only the penalty phase of the trial that would be different, not the guilt phase. Guilt phase is the same. They're both capital crimes. You're seeking the penalty on one, not the other, but that goes into the second part of the trial, the penalty phase, only if Melly is found guilty.
It's just common sense if Portland knows he didn't commit the murder. There's no way he'll sit there and quietly take a life sentence. He'll most likely point the finger and finally tell the truth. And if Portland ends up on trial alongside Melly, the feds can use the interrogation video from the night of the murder, where Portland is clearly lying to protect Melly. That footage could be used as key evidence in court.
Okay, tell me what happened. Man, I was playing music. Getting off the exit. I was already getting sleepy, but almost home. You know what I'm saying? And like just out of nowhere, like just heard. You know what I'm saying? So, and I ducked down. You know what I'm saying? In the car, and I almost crashed.
Let me back you up a few minutes. Where were you coming from?
I was coming from the studio, from Fort Lauderdale.
Fort Lauderdale studio. Which way did you take?
I took I-75, 595 to
75. Then you took 75 south.
It's obvious to the officers that Bortland's story isn't adding up. He's trying to stay confident and make it sound believable, but the more he talks, the deeper he gets caught in his own lie.
Here's the hard part where we're having a hard time to understand, is that we shut down that entire area and we had officers shoulder to shoulder walk it out. They didn't find as much as one shell casing. They didn't find one piece of glass. Nothing. Nothing to what you said adds up. And it's hard.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro, that's like...
I mean, for whatever reason, your two friends, are these your good friends?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. These my... Like,
these your two, I'm assuming close friends.
Yeah, we got...
And you're doing them an inservice by not telling us the truth.
I'm telling you the truth, sir. I don't, like, how... What do you want?
How do you make shell casings disappear?
I don't know. How can I tell you about a shell case?
But this is where the interrogation took a turn for the worse. Bortland got visibly angry when the officers didn't fully believe his story about the crime.
Told y'all the story, and that's it, bro. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. Like, cause I told y'all. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know.
Okay, just so you know, all right, because you're saying, well, I don't want to talk anymore. There's going to be a lot more questions. There's, you know, and we're not trying to piss you off. The thing is, we don't know your friends.
Yeah.
So the reason we have to ask all these questions, because the more we know about your friends, your lifestyle, your friend's lifestyle, your friends, his friends, and the circumstances surrounding today, the more, you know, the easier it's going to be for us to try and solve this.
Usually when someone in an interrogation reaches the point where they shut down and don't want to talk anymore, it's the officer's job to reset the conversation. Goal is to keep asking questions hoping the suspect either slips up changes, details, or says too much. So the officer restarts the conversation by asking about the moments during the drive-by. How was he driving? Did he hit anything? Did he notice anything?
And I'm driving, ducking for my life, trying to make sure I don't get hit. And you telling me you telling me about shit. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make sure I don't get hit. I'm driving. I'm trying to make sure I don't get hit. You know what I'm saying? What I'm gonna be worried about? You know what I'm saying?
I know it's not for you to worry about.
Shit crazy, bro.
But if you tell me it happened there's got to be some evidence there. There's going to be broken glass, just like there's broken glass over here from when you guys opened the doors and stuff like that. Okay, there's going to be broken glass over there when the windows got out. There's going to be casings from the people at your car. Okay, there's going to be evidence over there. Okay, right now there's nothing. I kind of think I know what happened because I got information.
As the clock was running out on the interrogation, the officer decided to stop dancing around and ask directly, if you know who did this, would you tell me?
By just telling me the truth, even if it's something that I don't want to hear, but I respect the truth rather than BS, okay? And it's a simple question. If you knew who did this, okay? You may or may not know. If you knew who did this, would you tell me? It's either a yes or no question. Answer.
Honestly?
Yeah, honestly. The truth. You wouldn't?
Because I wouldn't want to be a part of it. I wouldn't want to be.
His moment in the interview became a key detail for the feds. Let me explain why. Bortland didn't give a clear yes or no when asked if he knew who did it. He had been answering every other question out loud, but this time he just shook his head no. The reason if he did know Melly was the shooter saying no out loud might have caused his voice to crack or change pitch, which would have exposed that he was lying. That small detail told investigators Bortland likely knew more than he was letting on. Meanwhile, Melly's lawyers are still fighting to get him out on bond. According to reports, they just submitted final paperwork asking the court to release him until his trial in September. This time they're confident especially, after Melly's mom shared an update saying his release could be coming soon.
I know, I said I would I'll keep everybody updated with what's happening. I know right now we're waiting. So basically the judge is going to do, I guess, a written order. So we're just waiting, and that order can come any minute, or it could come tomorrow. I don't know. So we're just waiting. We're just waiting. So everybody just keep praying, keep having faith. Oh, Tessa, stop. I've been crying too. It's been a long time coming, you know.